Now, I'll raise a few things about happiness. Please try to understand. Very nice point which was raised by my Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. He said, actually what you're thinking as happiness is nothing but reducing suffering. It is a reduction of suffering. Try to understand one thing. What happens? When do you feel happy? When your desire is fulfilled, right? When your desire is fulfilled, you feel satisfied, you feel peaceful, you feel happy. But tell me one thing, at that particular point of time, are all your desires fulfilled, or there is a queue or a line of desires? There is a queue of desires. So how can you say you are happy? That means your desires have not been fulfilled. That shows that your suffering has come down. You have not tasted happiness. Like when you go to the hospital, you used to joke. The person met with an accident. The first day you go to him, he's lying like this, with all that plaster, and he's asking, how are you? Very bad. And then next, after 2 days, you go, how are you feeling? Good, good. Hey, still you're lying like that, and you're saying good. What's this? Is it not what I'm talking is right or wrong? You have one desire fulfilled, but you've got a queue of 100 desires. That means, what have you tasted? Not happiness, please. Reduction of suffering. Reduction of unhappiness, and you think it to be happiness. Not tasted happiness till now. I'm talking of that happiness, that bliss. That is called bliss. That is bliss. That is spiritual happiness. Which you may have desires, material desires. But I'll tell you how to convert those desires into goals. Goals will not trouble you, desires will. I'll talk about that later, don't worry. I'm just telling you what I'm going to talk about in the next 8 days. That is karma theory. It's very, very, very interesting. So that is, now what type of sufferings do we have? The Shastra talk about 7 types of suffering. Janam, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Janam means birth. Mrityu means death. Jara means old age. Vyadhiya means problems, which may be in the form of disease or anything. Now these Vyadhis are 3 types. 3 types of problems. First, second and third. Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Atmik. Now try to understand first. Adi Devik, nature. California, earthquake prone. Right? East. Florida down, tornado prone. Got all these things? Nature, too much of rains, no rains, too much of heat, too much of snow. These are all by nature. They are called Adi Devik. Number 2, like today was really a hot day. Next, Adi Atmik. That means by your own body and mind. Remember one thing, tension is one thing which you have created yourself. There is a difference between 2 Sanskrit words. Tension and dukh is not the same. Tension and suffering is not the same. Please remember one thing. Tension which you have called upon yourself. I'll explain about these 2 words also, don't worry. And the moment you understand the meaning of tension and suffering, then you will understand, oh my God, what am I doing? You are actually, you invite suffering in your life. Next, Adi Bhautik, by different living entities. Virus, bacteria, mosquito, or any living entity, including your competitors. है ना? Sometimes people talking ill of you. You suffer due to that, but that can be finished in 1 minute. Remember one thing, you can only be troubled as much as you want to be troubled. Remember one thing, if someone abuses you, right? And you don't take it as an abuse. I was giving a lecture in a Chartered Accountants Institute in Bombay. So a boy there, a youngster, he asked me, Oh, these people keep troubling me. What should I do? I say, don't get bothered. When if you don't get bothered, they want to trouble you, and if you get bothered, they think they're successful. No, you don't get bothered. They'll fail. They become failures. They'll rip their hair, and they say, my God, this person we want to trouble him and he's not getting troubled. So remember one thing, you can be only unhappy as much as you want to be. Remember one thing in life. Yes, that's why it said, that is basically Adi Bhautik. There also, there is a way to control it. You can make a mole into a mountain, or you can keep a mole and go for cure. Go for cure. You have to take care of this body. Remember one thing, I said this body is less important. The zeros are not, try to understand, the zeros are important. The zeros are important, but they are important if they are helping the 9. If they are not helping the 9, the zeros are not important. In the same way, this body is important. I never made this comment that body is not important. I said the body is less important, but it is important. It is important. So you have to take care of this body. When we'll be talking about karma and coming on this level, then you'll understand. That time you'll understand that you have to take care of this body also. But most of our tensions, which I'll talk tomorrow, because your tension is something which is really, stress is good, tension is bad. I would like to work on it more on karma when I come on the 5th or 6th day on karma. When I talk on karma, then it will be more easier for you to understand. Otherwise, it will become difficult for you to understand this moment. So in the same way, sometimes you get fever. Some people you take it, oh, I'm so sick, and he becomes depressed and all that, right? And some people take it, you get over, right? I'll take medicine. Now there are two types of people. You have these type of people or not? Mountain out of a mole, they make it like this. So the human beings should know. Now, what I'll take is, now, why should we study the Bhagavad Gita? Very important. Because we're going to talk on Bhagavad Gita because this is yoga of Bhagavad Gita. First thing I told you, Krishna is Yogeshwar. He is the Ishwar of yogis. That means he is the main man. So what he has spoken in the Bhagavad Gita, as I told you, chapter 4, verse 1, he says that this is what? Amar Yog Vidya, knowledge of yoga is eternal. And that I am going to give you, Arjuna. So that's what I am giving you. So in the same way, why Bhagavad Gita? First thing, please try to understand. As I told you, 94% of the Vedas are lost. And if they were not lost, you did not have the time to study them. None of us. Because that is a full-time thing. Number 2, it is good for us that they are lost. So that we don't have the responsibility of reading them. Right? Number 3, Krishna knew that the people of Kali Yuga, of this age, would want shortcuts. Why did technology come in? Give me one example. Tell me, why did we bring in technology into our life? And very important thing you're missing. Faster time, and that is what you don't have. Technology has succeeded or failed? You don't have time. Why was technology there? You have more time, you save time. Save time, what is that? Convenience? No, you're dependent now. You were independent before, now you become dependent and you call yourself? I am independent. Okay. My God, people previously were more independent than they are now. They are more dependent. So technology, I sometimes feel, they say save time. My Guru Maharaj used to say, Prabhupada used to say, he says, First of all, you make a city like New York, then you say you want a car so that you can travel, it becomes easier. Then you have so many people inside, you go into the suburbs to stay, and then you come, when you're coming in, it takes you 2 hours to come in and 2 hours to get out, and you say you save time. What are we doing? So Krishna knew that we like shortcuts. In this age, we like to have shortcuts. How fast can we do things? So he said that these people will also like a shortcut in the Vedas. So he gave us the shortcut in the form of Bhagavad Gita. Remember that when I talk to you about these names, when I give you these names are just like people, the topmost people in their field. Like when you talk of physics, you talk of Einstein, Bohr, like, okay. So in the same way, these people are actually these top scientists of this field. Adi Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhavacharya, Nimbarkacharya, Vishnu Swami. These people were actually the elite of this knowledge, and they stated that this Bhagavad Gita is actually the essence of all knowledge. Adi Shankaracharya ji went up to the extent of stating that if the Vedas is the cow, then the milk is Bhagavad Gita. Because he never thought there will be people who will be eating cows. Prabhupada used to say, be smarter. He requested people that let the cows die and then you eat them. Don't kill them and eat them. He said, at least do this much. Let them die and then you eat them. He says the world will be destroyed because of certain acts of ours. People who sometimes talk of charity and then they basically are non-vegetarians, I tell them actually you're making a fool out of the people and making a fool out of yourself. Because the amount of land, grains and water which go in taking care of these animals which you're going to consume is enough to feed more than 50 times the population of this earth. You want facts? I'll give it to you tomorrow. Because these facts come out of states. They don't come out of any other country actually. That reincarnation is a fact is proved from states, not from any other country. People have done researches here. The person who actually, tomorrow when I talk about the soul, I'll tell you, the person who invented Xerox was the person who gave a person here $1 million in 60 so that he could work on the concept of reincarnation. Henry Ford believed in reincarnation. Socrates believed in reincarnation. Einstein believed in reincarnation. There are a number of people actually, the people whom you talk when you talk material science, but you don't look into these parts of it, that who believe that there is reincarnation. So that is why Bhagavad Gita, now 700 shlokas, only 700 verses. Only 700 verses and you get all knowledge. My God. So easy? Yes, it is. You get all knowledge. Next point. Why Bhagavad Gita? Is it for me? Yes, it is for you. Because it is spoken to Arjuna. Now try to understand. It's spoken to Arjuna. Arjuna was actually a married man, right? He was not a sannyasi, a person of renounced order. No, he was very much a worldly man. Number one, first point. Number two, he was going through the stage of first stress, then tension, then depression, and then suicide. Yes, he went through all these four. If you read the first chapter and the beginning of the second chapter, you will realize that Arjuna went through stress, then tension, then depression, and then in the suicidal mode, which actually people do. How? First thing, First thing, he was in stress is good, stress is not bad. But when stress becomes tension, it is bad. He was stress shows, he said, Krishna, take my chariot between the two armies. I want to see how my opponents are setting up their army. Stress. Good, you should know what your opponents are doing. Not wrong. I'll talk about it in karma, please. That how stress is not bad. Stress is good. Then how it became tension? Oh, if I kill all those people, then how will I be happy going into the future? Tension started cropping in. What will happen in the future? What is tension? Thinking of the abstract. You start thinking, oh, here guy. With whom am I going to enjoy? Who's going to see my success? All these things started cropping in. And then what happens? Depression. What happened in depression? First chapter, you read the first chapter, last verse. His bow slipped from his hands and he fell down on his seat. Depression, this happens. You lose all energy. And then what did he say in the second chapter? He says, let these people come and kill me. I will not do anything. Suicide. What is suicide? Coming death and you don't want to stop your death. So that means it is applicable today. It is applicable today. We are going through these stages. We actually, stress we don't keep for a long time. We go into the tension mode immediately. And then go into depression mode. And today though I am shocked, basically what happens in states is there, but in India also, during my time when I was a student, I never thought of committing suicide. If I failed in the 11th standard, we used to have 11th at that time in 70s, hey, this is not Kumbh Ka Mela, it will come after 12 years. Every year we have an exam, what is the problem? I'm not going to die for it. But today, you'll be shocked. No reason. The girl committed suicide because the parents did not take her for the marriage of someone. And when they come back, she's hung herself. Did a note. You did not take me for the marriage, I killed myself. What type of people are they? Fragile. What type of children are we manufacturing? Fragile people, fragile. They have no strength. And that's what happened with Arjuna. That's what will happen with Arjuna. And now where did he give this knowledge? Very important. You may say, oh, he was sitting under a tree when he had no tension, no problems. You could easily teach anyone when life is like this. Our life is full of turmoil. There's so much of tension in it. But sorry, Arjuna had to kill the person whom he loved the most after Krishna. That was Bhishma Pitama. There is a character, Bhishma Pitama, who was to be killed by Arjun. And he loved him the most. Just think what tension he must be going through. What type of mentality, what must he must be going through, my God. Just think, if you have to kill someone who's very close to you, what would you be going through? So that means it is very fit for us. Because we are also going through turmoil, but not of that level. That means much easier for us to take it. It is much easier for us to take it. So, can we deny? Now, any point if you want to raise that, no, Bhagavad Gita is, Arjuna was there, his circumstances were different, ours are different. No, sorry. Circumstances are same. And what did we do? What did he do? We'll have to do the same thing. So this is the book of yoga, where you're going to next from tomorrow onwards, you're going to do 5 things. Before that, I start tomorrow. The most important thing is this: when you want to take knowledge, you'll have to know where I have to take the knowledge from. Last question I'm going to ask you, and then we're going to continue tomorrow. When you stay in states, I think that you don't have this problem. I don't know if you have it or don't have it. There are problems, I think, that they came up. When you send your student to college, what is the first thing you want to know about the college? Before that? How much? Okay. Before that? How far it is? Okay. Before that? Excuse me? Okay, it serves your purpose. Very right. Something more than before than that? Okay. Something more? Something states, I think so last year or so, when the students were cheated by a university which was not recognized. So first thing, what do you see when you send your student to your student? Is it recognized, and all the other things come later on? Right or wrong? So the first thing you see, is it a recognized college or not? In the same way, this knowledge also, you will say, we never heard anything of that sort. You know, Kali Yuga is the age of dharma or adharma? Is this age of religion or irreligion? This age is considered the age of irreligion, where you'll have more irreligion than religion. You may be thinking that so much of religion is increasing, but actually religion is not increasing. It is irreligion which is increasing. It is not religion. I'll prove it to next 7 days when you go through the Bhagavad Gita. You will understand, oh my God, what we thought spirituality to be, this is not spirituality. It's got nothing to do with spirit. I'm not saying that all of them are bad. No, wrong. There are certain places they are right. They are good. But how do you recognize them? Is the scriptures, are the Vedas talking about it? Yes, they are. That where you should take this knowledge from. Yes, before hearing this knowledge, actually people should have inquired from me, are you recognized? Not by being in a big organization, please, for God's sake. They can be big cheaters also. Bigness has got nothing to do with recognition. A person can be big and still be recognized. A person can be very small and still be recognized. That's not a point. The point is, have you taken the knowledge from a recognized person? We'll talk about it tomorrow, because that is a very important aspect where you're taking the knowledge from. Because in that way, if you take the knowledge from the wrong source, you'll get wrong knowledge. And when you get the wrong knowledge, you'll have problems. And knowledge should be backed by the scriptures. Very simple. By books of knowledge. They should be backed. No, I think. Please remember one thing. If anything new has come, that will die. If anything which is eternal, will never die. And that is Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan means what? Eternal. It was there. That's what the first thing I liked about Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, I'm not giving you anything new. Old is gold. And that's what the students tell me sometimes. Oh, you're coming out with the same old things which people were talking thousands of years back. Come out with something new. So I asked them a simple thing. When your father was seeing through his eyes? Yes. When he was eating through his mouth? Yes. When your great-grandfather was doing the same thing? Yes. When your great-great-grandfather also was doing the same thing? Yes. And what about your great-great-great-grandfather? He was also seeing through the eyes and eating through the mouth? Yes. But change it, it's too old. Sorry, you can't change everything. Some things which are old are really right. They are eternal. They've got no new and old in that. When I talk of time factor, I'll try to explain the meaning of eternity. It's something like infinite, and you ask the person, this is infinite, and you ask him, where does it end? So, come on. When I'm saying infinite, means a beginning or end? No. It's got no beginning, no end. So in the same way, the knowledge, Bhagavad Gita does not change according to time, place and circumstances. And how it will come about, I'll explain from Bhagavad Gita itself, that it should be recognized, and then I'll use the Vedic literature also to prove this particular point. Thank you very much.
वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुता पदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद।